And then you mentioned one of the other things is a lot of the attacks to get away from the simple controls of foreign countries and things is people relaying through US-based IP addresses to fall underneath that radar also.
Yeah, it's a really good call out. And so, you know, when you're trying to do look at atypical authentication activity and just think, okay, if I got remote access into the org via, you know, a VPN, or even I've got webmail, I want to be able to alert on some atypical activity is, you know, a couple years ago when we were flagging some of these suspicious logins or, you know, stolen credentials, it was as easy as saying, okay, flag the alert if the IP address is geolocated in certain countries. Like, okay, we'll generate an alert, we'll do some IP enrichment lookup, and then if the country code is this, we'll send an alert. Well, attackers, we go back to that advancement with good comes the advancement of evil statement. They were like, okay, cool. So what I'll do is I'll just sign up for a VPN service. I'll be geolocated within the United States, and now I'm able to bypass those controls. Think of those particular settings where organization doesn't have multi-factor auth, but they have like conditional access policies where it says, if source IP address is not geolocated here, go ahead and drop it. Well, if I turn on my VPN, I can get right in. So it goes to show you advancement of good with evil, and just, you know, just doing conditional access to block logins from atypical countries just isn't enough, because attackers are now using, you know, hosting infrastructure and VPN services with IP addresses that are geolocated here domestically.
So it kind of builds off the whole thing of this underground of access brokers that basically bad guys can buy valid accounts on platforms. Is there a way to catch that? What do you guys do to handle things like that?
You know, our main value prop there is looking and monitoring for use of stolen credentials, for looking for atypical authentication activity. One of the other things that we do is we can alert on indications of password spraying. What I really mean is like evidence of credential stuffing. And in those scenarios, what we'll see is from the same source IP address, we're seeing multiple login failures, but we're looking for a succeeded. Because if logins are failure, okay, you don't have the right username and password combination. But if suddenly one of them succeeds, okay, cool. Now we have a problem. Let's go ahead and go forth and conquer and go through our investigative response policy as well. So you can tie that activity together to find a compromised credential, is a long story short.